good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, how you been?
It's good to be seen.
Did you find your way to the station all right? I mean, I know it's a long commute for you.
Yeah, so 2 blocks, muscle memory somehow, yeah.
So obviously, a lot of people have been so worried about you. I mean, from the day that you were off air, we started getting questions and comments. Where's Blaine? How's he doing? He's never gone for longer than 2 weeks. What is going on? They kind of know your vacation schedule at this point. So I'm so happy that you're sitting here to chit chat with us. And I know obviously people are curious about what happened, but they're also real worried about you too.
First off, it's so great to be back, being in a hospital bed, being at home for weeks and months. This place is one of the few things that kept me going. Knowing that I can come back to my family here at Channel 3, it meant the world.
Yeah, well, I know I was very worried about you, and so is everybody else. But for everybody that's not on Facebook or social media or hasn't been able to keep up with the information that you've shared, take me back to June 13th from what you can remember. What happened? Where were you? What was going on that day?
Well, when you say remember, that's key, because I remember nothing about that day. This short-term memory loss is in full effect. What I am told is that I was with some friends, and we were in D.C. to go to a baseball game. As we walked out of the hotel, I started feeling terrible, and I said, hey, I don't know what's wrong. I feel really bad. We've got to get back into the hotel. When we got back into the hotel lobby, I'm told that I collapsed. There were 2 Army medics, talk about how things work out, who were there and immediately started working on me, and it was pretty obvious to them that I was having a heart attack. Mm-hmm. And so they got me to the hospital, and well, it's a little blurry for me, but that's kind of how it went.
What do you remember before the incident? What's your last memory from that day? Was it that day, or was it prior to?
That's one of the things I'm still struggling with, is memory. I don't remember much of the beginning of the year, much less what happened that day. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the struggles that I've had, is kind of being told all these things. In April, don't you remember we did this? No clue. And that's something that is kind of tough to take.
Yeah, especially coming back to a place where everybody remembers you from that day in June. And
right.
So for us, everything is fresh. And so having that might feel a little... having that response might feel a little overwhelming, I can imagine. Be like, oh, do you remember? Oh, you don't always want to say, I don't, or what? So how have you been able to cope with that?
Yeah, that's one of the things I just say, just to think that I don't know, and just tell me, and I won't be offended if I knew.
Yeah, we said that on the phone last night.
Yeah.
I was saying, I don't want to feel like I'm overstepping or sharing in a way that maybe is offensive. And you're like, no, please just tell me so I can fill in all these gaps. Going back to that day, what is the first thing you remember after the incident? Can you figure, what is the timeline?
It was about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks after. I just remember waking up in a hospital bed in D.C., and took me a while to figure out, where am I? What's going on here? Thankfully, I've had, so many people who I love have visited me in the hospital, and they were taking care of me. So that's how I got up to speed. Is tell me now what happened. This.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything, I don't know, that happened during the incident that is even a memory at all? Like that feels like a dream or anything, or is it just total?
At this
total
point,
blip.
It's a total blank, and part of me wants it to stay that way, because it doesn't seem like it was a good part of my life. But part of me, maybe it's the journalist thing, I want to know everything. Tell me everything. do you have pictures of this?
Right. I was in the hospital with you, and I was taking videos. You asked us to document the moment, and I was taking I was taking a vertical video. And you said, "What are you using this for?" And I was like, "I don't know, just to keep." You said, "Well, if you're planning on using this in a news report, you better turn it horizontally." And so then I turned all of my video horizontally, and you're like, "Okay, much better.
There you go.
Now we can restart physical therapy."
Even coming out of a coma, I'm perfection.
Yeah, but it's good because I think the more that you understand a situation helps you cope with it better. And I think you're right, it is good, probably your brain protecting itself, not remembering all of that. But did you expect anything like this to happen? Were you feeling bad leading up to it that day? I mean, I saw you the day before and you seemed tired, but fine.
Yeah, I'm always tired.
Always tired.
When you do our schedule, that's rough. From what I'm told, there was nothing like that sort of stuck out as being something that would be concerning.
Mm-hmm. Family history.
Now, that's where it gets a bit messy. The family on my mother's side, a lot of heart issues. I mean, my grandmother had her first heart attack in her early 30s. My grandfather died of a heart attack in his early 50s. And knowing that, for years, I've just been wondering, is it going to happen to me? When is my heart attack going to happen? And I'll be honest, I have not been, a health enthusiast. I'll work out some, I'll try to eat a salad, but I have not been known for being someone who is being as healthy as I should, to say it gently. And so I think I could have done more to sort of maybe prevent this. I mean, 48, having a heart attack, that's a lot to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, you're young, 48, and you and I had talked about that as well, about your family history, and I think that's maybe what caused a little bit of apprehension. I don't want to speak for you, but sometimes it can be looked at as the more you know, the more you can do about it, but I also understand that the more you know, the scarier it is, and sometimes it feels easier to push the can down the road.
That is exactly, and I would say it's not a good suggestion, but that's exactly how I've sort of been in life, is I'm just going to hide, and don't tell me, I'll deal with that later. And, well, later is here.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, though, you had your best friends were with you. Carrie and Owen and Brendan were right there beside you. The medics were in the right place at the right time. They were able to get you in the ambulance to the hospital. From what I understand, they said that you had to be shocked a couple of times, too.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, so that's scary, too. Your body took a lot of trauma on the way to the hospital.
That's what I hear. I'll say this, if the people who are with Brendan, Carrie, Owen, if they weren't there for me, I don't know that I'd be sitting here today. Because I'm told it was a pretty big heart attack. And so, if I was at home, hanging out on the couch alone, this might have been completely different.
That's one of the first things I thought about, too, is thank goodness you weren't at home, because you do live alone, and I think that is a reality for a lot of our viewers, a lot of people that are going to be watching this and are looking forward to hearing from you too, as, oh no, could this be me? And it's like, it could be any of us. And so I think knowing what you know and you being able to be here to share that story, I think is going to resonate with so many people to maybe, I don't know, go to the doctor, get a check, or just talk to their friends about it, whatever their response might be.
The biggest thing I've learned from this is, you're right, do something. Don't just sit there and think, oh, well, I'll be fine today. Because as I found out the hard way, you never really know that's going to be the case. I am so fortunate that I am sitting here today and, not 6 feet under. Every day I wake up and say, wow, I'm alive. I'll take that today.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of guy who thinks things like that. I mean, I'm kind of a curmudgeon, and it's different now. I am so grateful to be alive.
So grateful you're alive. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not gonna do the tears. We said that we weren't gonna do this. Oh my gosh, I'm only my first page into my questions for you. Blaine, you had your heart attack back in June. You were in Washington, D.C. You were going to a Nationals game with your best friends that night. You were going to go to Maryland the next day to go see the O's play, I believe. So because of that, you were in Washington, D.C. when the heart attack happened. What do you remember, if anything at all, from being in the hospital?
From the hospital, I would say maybe 2-3 weeks after the stay in the hospital, this is still back up in Washington, are my first memories of all of this, and that was probably the last week I was in D.C., and I just remember waking up and thinking, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, was that jarring, that first experience?
I think because mentally, you know, in addition to the heart attack, I also had some brain injuries involved in that, and so I wasn't really 100% right up there, and so I'm just saying, well, I guess I'm sitting in a hospital. Really, first couple of days, I wasn't really sure what was going on.
Well, and I'll bring it back to that too, because you had, I believe from what I was told, were without oxygen for a total of 30 minutes from that first incident. And the doctors believe, from what you told me, that there were several. You had at least 5 heart attacks before the big heart attack. So on top of all of that and the major heart attack, being down for 30 minutes, that does a lot. So that was a little bit of brain damage, the doctor said, right?
Yeah, and that's something they're still working on today. I go to therapy 4 days a week, working on brain stuff, working on, you know, getting my physical strength back as well. So it's been a long road so far, and it won't end anytime soon.
Yeah, not going to go into any bodybuilding competitions yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe we'll eye 2026.
Yeah.
You had so many visitors, though, in D.C. I mean, Layla flew in from California that night. She slept in your room with you, your mom and your brother from Montana, all of your best friends from Norfolk, the team here, Jessica and I, Ms. Larche. I mean, the list can go on truly about the amount of people that came to visit you, and I know you know that. I know you don't remember it, but what does that mean to you after you saw the pictures and you heard the stories?
That's what kept me going, and I fully believe that seeing people I love, having them in the room with me, on the phone with me, even just seeing pictures of them, I will tell you that is what kept me going, knowing that I would get to see them again. You know, I sit and think at home now about, I could very well not be here right now, and it's kind of jarring to think about. And so the fact that I've been another chance, been through all of that, is I'm not taking that for granted.
I think the nurses got tired of us calling the station because of how many people would call the nurses station to put us on speaker to talk to you. There was music being played. Jessica was praying over you, and so
That's what I'm told.
There was so much that was happening. I remember grabbing your hand and I was like, you hate being touched and hugged, but I'm holding your hand, so just suck it up.
You know what? I'll deal with it.
But I mean, you and I, that's our relationship. We joke, we make light of things, but it was serious, right? Like, from the doctors, from your mom's perspective, how did they break that news to you? And I guess at what point did you realize, oh gosh, this was the most severe heart attack I could have had?
Yeah, I think part of it, I don't think it's even been sunk in yet. I think it's still hitting me every day. You know, I stop and think, oh, yeah, that happened. So I think that's going to be like a long-term recovery, just mentally.
Yeah, of course, on top of just the normal recovery that you have to go through. I saw some statistic online from the American Heart Association about the type of heart attack that you had, and it said something along the lines of there's a 12% survival rate if you have this heart attack and you're not in a medical facility. I mean, thank goodness that there were the medics there, but what's your reaction to hearing that?
Well, and it is, I mean, it's horrible that it happened, but the way it happened, in a strange way, I'm grateful just in the fact that I was with people and we were in the lobby of our hotel and there happened to be 2 Army medics happened to be there. You know, what are the odds of that? So they started working on me right away, even before the ambulance came. I mean, I would love to be able to meet those 2 because they saved my life. I think if I would not have been under their care for that, 15 or 20 minutes, I might not be sitting here today.
Blaine, I'm so grateful for this conversation, to be able to sit down with you in this candid way and for you to be able to share what you've been through.
Well, I'm glad that I'm here, so it works out.
Yeah, we're both on the same page there. You had a massive heart attack in June. You were in 2 separate hospitals, one in Washington, D.C., because that's where it happened, and then you were brought back to one here in Norfolk, closer to home. I was there the day, 40 days, when we brought you home, and your mom said, wow, 40 days on the dot. You were poked, you were prodded, you had operations. So sitting here today, I know that was a lot for you to experience, and I know that it's a lot for you right now. But it seemed like once you got back here, back home, your recovery hit a new gear. Tell me what it was like when you were in Norfolk and you're familiarized, you know your apartment is out the window, you can see a familiar skyline. What was that like for you?
I remember even on the ambulance ride from D.C. back to Norfolk, I was like, I can't wait to be in Norfolk. Can't wait to be in Norfolk. And, I wasn't going home. I was going to Centera Norfolk General, which was also great, by the way. That team is taking care of me. Just 10 stars. But it felt just good to be back in the city. Even though I'm in a hospital bed, I had a great view of downtown. And that's, being in the city has helped me. I wasn't walking when I first got to Norfolk. And so I walked down the hospital hallway and people started clapping. What? I can't walk right now? So that was a long road, and I've done recovery therapy, physical therapy for 3 days a week now, ever since, and just about back to where I want to be.
You were practicing, in the rehab place there was we played Wii.
We did play Wii.
We played golf and bowling, I think.
Yeah.
And I won in golf and you won in bowling, so we're even there. But no, it was cool because they did have real life applications there for you. There was a vehicle, they had you get in and out of a car that they had in the rehab place. So do you think all of that, I mean, while I'm sure it was exhausting, do you think that that's also played a role in where you're at right now?
Absolutely. I mean, from the team at Centera Norfolk General to my mom, who's been with me ever since this happened, I mean, every little bit's been a step forward. The one thing I learned was someone told me, just keep moving. Try a little bit more every day, and before you know it, you'll be there.
5 minutes on the bike to 6 minutes on the bike. Are you still having to do bike?
Yeah, so I'm down to 2 therapies a week now. But yeah, I do the exercise bike, I'm doing treadmill stuff. And
was it hard for you emotionally when you were making, they were big strides, but probably felt small? Like, okay, when you walk down the hallway and people were clapping for you, and you're like, I know how to walk. Why is everyone clapping for you? As such an independent person, was that difficult for you? Yeah,
it is. It's hard for me to give up control. It's hard for me to not be able to do everything. So when it hits you as you're trying to walk down a hall, maybe like 20 steps, that like someone thinks that's a great accomplishment for you, you do think, oh man, I'm kind of messed up right now.
Got a long way to go.
Then you look down at the hospital gown, you know, and you realize, okay, this happened. And now I think, thankfully, I realized kind of early on, someone told me, your job's to get better. Like don't worry about Channel 3. Don't worry about the radio station. Don't worry about anything else with, you know, your life. Your job's to get better. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I tried to focus on.
How did you stay positive? It's hard, I'm sure.
Sometimes I didn't. I mean, there have been nights where I've cried myself to sleep. It's the emotional part has been kind of rough at times. It makes you realize that, okay, one day you're going to go. So what are you doing now to take the best use of the time that you have? And that's something I'm still struggling to figure out, but I just want to know, okay, why am I here?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to be doing? You know?
Well, I think, you know, your calling is here and doing what you do. I'm sorry about the emotional piece. I'm sorry about the physical piece of it too, but I know sometimes the emotional piece is hurt so much deeper and it can't be seen, and that's harder to be acknowledged.
It's been tough, I'll be honest. It gets better every day, I think, because I'm doing more things. Mm-hmm. What I've been saying a million times in all of this is I just want it to be normal. I want to get back to normal. I want to go back to work. I want to drive my car, which we're almost there. But that's sort of been the struggling thing for me. But when I got to do more things like that, when I get to, you know, just be who I was, you know, 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. That's all I want. Not that I remember 3 months ago.
But it all comes, it slowly starts to come back to you. I want to give a quick shout out to your mom, too, just because she's been instrumental. I mean, the fact that she came here and has been with you every day and is staying with you. And, you know, I just think that she deserves a moment and a big clap to
Absolutely.
Susan, because she's wonderful.
But I will say that woman, she's always been there for me since day one. And having Mom with me now I think is why I've done so well. She's the best.
Yeah. And we know she'll be watching this, because she always does. She always watches. So many people have been waiting for this moment to see you and to hear from you. You are 48 years old. You have a family history of cardiac disease. You suffered a massive, massive heart attack in June. And now you are sitting here with a smile on your face. You are sharing your story in your own words. I mean, just incredible. Has that sunk in, and how do you feel about that?
No, it is not sinking in at all yet. I mean, I know what happened. I've swallowed, I think, like the first sort of layer of feelings and emotions. I think it's starting to hit me more now. I mean, sometimes I'll sit at home on the couch and think, you weren't almost here anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, no one ever thinks about death and when that might happen, but you know, I'm in my 40s. That's still kind of young.
You're young.
I mean, yeah, we'll go with that.
I just want to know what changes you're going to make to your life now, if any.
I think there are a few changes that I've already started to make. One is the physical stuff. I mean, I've lost 45 pounds so far, which is not a bad thing, especially for the suit shops out there, because I have to buy new clothes. So, you know, I'm doing more working out with my physical therapy. And emotionally, I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just it's hard to say, but like, I'm trying to love life. That sounds so cliche.
Oh my God, love that.
Whatever, but you know, this is a gift. Mm-hmm. And as I have learned, tomorrow is not always going to come. Mm-hmm. And there was a chance a few months ago that it wasn't going to happen. So I just wake up every day. I'm very thankful to be here and to be with some amazing people in my life. Brendan, Carrie, Owen, Janelle, Layla. I mean, I could sit here all day and name people. You. It's just, I'm lucky to be here, and I'm lucky to have people close to me who look out for me and take care of me. When I opened my eyes the first time in the hospital, I saw like 5 people waiting for me. This is not the way to do it, but this is certainly a great reminder that you were loved, and I feel it.
You are so loved, and if you have looked on any social media platforms from strangers who you don't truly know, but people that are part of our News 3 family, there has been an outpouring as well.
And I want to say to them directly, I hear your voicemails, I see the emails, the Facebook stuff, and wow, like, that hit me right here. Thank you. I love you guys, and I'm so happy that I'm back.
So happy you're back too. So, okay, let's talk about that real quick too.
Yeah.
So that's a big message. Your perspective, has that changed at all?
My perspective is, and I never thought I would say this, is just I want to get back to work. My thing is normal. I want everything to be back to the way it was. Do you want me to say that again? I just want everything to be back the same it was, right? And a lot of that deals with coming back to work. Thankfully, I won't have to wake up as early as I used to for a little while.
Yeah, so what is your schedule? When are you going to be back, and when can people see you?
So I will be back the first week of September. So not that far at all, a day or two after Labor Day. I'll be doing the noon news for a little while, just kind of getting back into the swing of things. But I tell you what, morning show is a 2:30 a.m. alarm clock. I have not missed that over the past few months, but honestly, I can't wait to be back. I cannot wait to sit next to you on the desk again and just get our family back together.
I know. I can't wait. I'm so excited to have you back. We love you. Thank you for sitting down and sharing.
I just want everyone to know how grateful I am. I think that's something that I'm learning to do more these days, but just the love that I felt from my family and friends and coworkers and just people on the street. I'm not sure how the heart's doing right now, but it warms it.
Yeah. Don't know how the heart's doing right now, but it warms it. We're looking forward to getting your wit back as well.
I'm working on that too.